versus fixture charts are in for FPL Gameweek 6, and with my wildcard active, the results of these charts have made me change my team. I will update you on that later. Help me get this one to 500 likes though, and subscribe if you haven't done already. Let's get into it. Looking at the form charts first then, and there are some changes within the top three. Liverpool dropped down to third despite a 3-0 win at the weekend because Chelsea are up, shaking it into the top three here in second place after that 3-0 win away at West Ham. But holding firm on top spot, it's Manchester City, a team that we really need to be thinking about how else can we invest in that attack. Moving on to the fixture charts, and this is why we're seeing lots of wildcards being activated this week. Obviously, Everton are still in there in third place, but in second place, rising up, it's Arsenal. 3 home games in the next 4. Leicester at home, Southampton at home in the next 2 game weeks. That's quite the proposition in terms of bringing their assets in for those games. But taking top spot, it's Brentford. Again, 3 home games in their next 4. West Ham at home, Wolves at home, Manchester United away, and Ipswich at home. So we need to be looking at these 2 teams really importantly for those of us that are on a wild card this week, and all of these 3 significantly ahead of the rest of the pack. Putting all of that together then, here is the overall chart, and Aston Villa, despite having great upcoming fixtures, only make 4th place in this chart. They are down 1. Liverpool out of the top 3. I think that's for the first time this season. That makes me feel a lot better, having not got any Liverpool players on my wild card. They were second last time out. Chelsea are up to second this time though, and it's got me thinking. I mean, it definitely justifies me having Palmer on wildcard, but it's got me thinking, is that enough from Chelsea, or do I need to be looking to bring in more players? And then we've got Manchester City in top spot, justifying the double up on wildcard, but can we look at a triple up? Is there room to get 3 City assets in? Well, that's what I've been considering. Looking back at the wildcard team I shared on Sunday evening then, I have made some changes. Not loads of changes, but a few. Nicholas Jackson comes in the forward line in place of Solanke. I just look at Chelsea's next 2 fixtures, Brighton at home, Nottingham Forest at home, and I think I'm prepared to roll the dice with Jackson on those fixtures. While I do think Solanke is probably the better pick long term, I think I'm happy to go with Jackson. I'll be particularly interested if he is rested in the League Cup match tonight. That'll give me even more motivation to include Jackson in there, because I think there's just no stopping Chelsea at the moment. His underlying numbers are very good as well, so hopefully that's something that can hold firm. You'd imagine Nkunku would get the start in the Cup, and then if the Jackson call flops, then I can easily change to Solanke when Spurs fixtures have got a bit better, because it is Manchester United away and Brighton away in the next 2, which probably not the easiest of entry points for Solanke. There's no change in the midfield. I've still got Saka, Palmer and Burmo and Rodgers. João Pedro sneaks in my forward line. I did look at Chris Wood as well. Brighton slightly behind Nottingham Forest in the overall form versus fixture charts. And with Aston Villa in 4th place, it's Ollie Watkins. He's the one who's really missing from this attack. And I've tried and tried and tried to get him in, but it simply does not work in this squad structure. I've also tried to get another City player in. I've been looking at Savino in the midfield. Again, I just can't fit him in. I look at the players that I've got. I'm not prepared to drop Palmer or Saka. I mean, Saka to Havertz could free up some funds, but, you know, Saka's the talisman and so consistent, and Burmo's got the fixtures. Rodgers is just a cheap pick. It's really difficult to disrupt that front 7 now with Winks on the bench. In the defence, I did say I needed to make some changes potentially here. I had Lewis Duncan. I swapped him for Colwill because I feel like the triple up on Chelsea is justified given that they're so close to Manchester City at the top of the form versus fixture chart. So I'm very happy to get Colwill in at that 4.5 midfield spot. I've kept Van den Berg, but I have tried to use a little bit of the budget. So that's allowed me to upgrade Fez to Konza. I'm still not sure whether that's the right decision, whether I'm best keeping that 0.4 million in the bank, because this is bang on my money in this squad. And if your squad value is maybe a bit behind mine, you would maybe need to have Fez over Konza anyway. But Aston Villa being third in the charts, I don't think they're a bad team to invest in, but we haven't seen that clean sheet security from them yet. So that's something I'm wondering about. But yeah, still really want to find a route for Watkins that's not come off yet. I guess the forward line is a little bit more fluid. Havertz over Saka could afford me some funds to go Savino, but I've just not landed on something that's perfect there. So I think it's been a good exercise, the form versus fixture charts this week, to help me to really decide and lock in who I'm happy with on Wildcard and that I'm happy to go without any Liverpool players. Now, the fixture charts in this video are taken from Fantasy Football Hub. The 50% off and win your league or your money back offers end this week. So now is absolutely the time to sign up and lock that discount in. Get this one to 500 likes as well. And if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back tomorrow revealing the experts wildcard team. You do not want to miss it. Thank you for watching.